And now, from WNYT, Albany, this is News Channel 13, live at 5.
Tonight's top story, a mother's worst nightmare. Despite a desperate rescue attempt, her twin babies are swept away in a flood.
This is News Channel 13, live at 5.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm John Gray.
And I'm Benita Zahn. The two 10-month-old twins were found late this morning, their lifeless bodies trapped in their car seats.
This accident happened last night on County Route 18 in the town of Delhi, that is southwest of here in Delaware County. That is where Craig Smith joins us now live with the very latest on the... Craig?
John, this terrible accident happened to a woman who had been trying for years to have children. Dawn Dykstra is from Sydney Center, a town 3 towns west of here. She's a factory worker at the Tyco plant in Hobart. At 43 years old, she had finally become the mother she had always wanted to be. She tried to save her twins last night, but the waters of the Delaware River wouldn't let her. Her and her twins, Gray and Brom. Around midnight, they turned it into a recovery mission. The sheriff says Dykstra didn't see the water covering this low point on the road. As the current pulled her car in, Dykstra tried to unbuckle the kids. She and the car had floated farther downstream when the water pulled her out of the car, away from her twins. The sheriff says the 911 call came in at 6:18. He says a report of flooding had come in just a little earlier.
We did receive a call at approximately 6 p.m. and at that time we contacted some Department of Public Works people, and they were en route to erect barriers.
In the morning at 5:30, the water had receded to reveal the car on its side. The twins were inside, still strapped into their car seats.
You have closure. We were afraid we weren't going to find them. So when the vehicle was found about 5:30, the water had dropped enough so ripples showed.
Dykstra's church is here in Delhi. Her pastor is the man who put her up for the night after the accident last night. And her pastor's wife tells me there are many people here who know Dykstra and know her story. And she says that those people are, as you might expect, deeply saddened tonight. John?
I can't even imagine. Thank you, Craig Smith, live in Delhi. Right after a first look at your forecast, the new parking meters, are they making some areas in Albany unsafe for residents? We'll talk about that.
Plus, a former Stratton VA Medical Center researcher now stands formally accused in the death of an Air Force veteran. First, though, over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Kovachick in the Weather Center. Welcome back, Bob.
And thanks, Benita. John, good to be back on a gorgeous day. We're going to add some more temperature levels the next couple of days. 57 the day's high, now 52 with a clear sky. Sun is already set. Sunrise at 6:27 a.m. We'll head into the evening with a clear sky, 48, mostly clear through much of the night, average lows near 40, and sunny to partly cloudy, upper 40s tomorrow. Will make certainly a stab at the mid-60s or so tomorrow, and even warmer Saturday. We'll have more on that in a few moments. Guys?
Thanks, Bob. Well, being able to park in downtown Albany has been a continual source of complaint for residents. But since the installation of meters on Central Avenue, many are now raising questions of safety. Lindsay Cohen joins us live along Central Avenue to explain. Lindsay?
Well, Benita, these meters have only been in place for a couple of weeks now, but already we're hearing that as the meters have gone up, the safety of residents and of business owners here has actually gone down. And that's because many people are now forced to actually park farther away from their destination. For those people working or living on or near Central Avenue, the metered spots used to be free parking, but to park in those spots now would cost a car owner upwards of $2,000 a year. And those who don't want to pay that price are now forced to park on other streets, and that creates a parking crunch north of Central on Sherman and south of Central inside or near Washington Park. Business leaders from the Business Improvement District tell us there's plenty of parking available on those outer-lying streets, but residents say that simply isn't the case, and when they are forced to park far away and walk alone, some fear for their safety.
And there's still available capacity there now. So we're talking about 100 feet away from where we are now, a block in. There's a lot of available parking.
Right now I'm parked in an unsafe area, an area that's known for theft, about a block and a half away from here. I have to empty out my vehicle completely of everything, even change, so that no one breaks into it. So it's a huge inconvenience for us.
Now, the mayor tells us that he really hasn't had too many complaints about the parking meters. So does the Business Improvement District, and we'll have more on that and the actual cost of the meters coming up tonight at 5:30. Benita.
All right, Lindsay Cohen reporting live in Albany. John?
Part of Route 150 in Rensselaer County had to be shut down this morning after an accident there involving a school bus. This happened right about 7 a.m. near the Hillcrest Road area in Sand Lake. The only child on the bus was slightly hurt. There is no word yet on what caused that crash. And a fifth person is now under arrest in connection with a string of vandalism in Rotterdam in a neighborhood there. Police today charged a 15-year-old from Rotterdam, the youth accused of causing more than $6,000 in damage to 2 vehicles and numerous mailboxes. The teen is also charged with scratching racial slurs into 2 parked cars in the Caroline Manor area.
A former researcher at the Stratton VA Medical Center has been indicted by a federal grand jury. 52-year-old Clifton Park resident Paul Kornack has been indicted on charges including involuntary manslaughter, criminally negligent homicide, and making false statements. A U.S. attorney today explained the indictment charges Kornack lied about his resume when he applied for his job and lied in documents connected to the clinical trials for cancer drugs and treatments. It's alleged 1 veteran died as a result of this. Kornack, who has not turned himself in yet, is to be arraigned in federal court in Albany Monday.
A day after towering flames engulfed hundreds of homes, firefighters today are getting finally some reprieve and relief. Cooler weather and a bit of light rain are helping tonight to slow that fire down, but the strong winds are still posing a serious threat to several communities in that fire's path. Last night alone, approximately 350 more homes were reduced to ashes. That brings the total number of homes destroyed by this huge fire to 2,600. So far, 20 people have also been killed.
A Halloween costume forced a lockdown today on Capitol Hill. The Cannon office building was shut down for more than an hour this afternoon. Police combed the building looking for a man who ran after security checkpoints detected a gun in his bag. Well, police later determined the suspicious weapon was in fact a plastic gun and just part of a Halloween costume.
Why he's running?
That's the question.
Yeah. Federal money may be yours to take. Just, we'll give it to you. Well, the feds will. I'll tell you how to know if you qualify for that in our Smart Money Report.
I hope there's a few hundreds with our names on it, right? And the sudden fall of a 5-story parking garage now being called one of the worst building collapses in the history of Atlantic City. We've got that story coming up in our Around the Region report, plus a better way to ease aching heels. I'll tell you about a new treatment in my health report coming up at 5:23.
Live, local, late breaking with Benita Zahn and John Gray. This is News Channel 13, live at 5. News Channel 13 is sponsored in part by your Dodge dealer and by Price Chopper.